50, 100 times a night. She pointed her whole arm like a ghost. "It's true," Nina said. "The more you drive, the dumber you get." Thank you, Sam, I am." The living dead had bad breath. They bought coffee and soda and water, cigarettes and gum, Tootsie Pops and jerky, anything to get them to the next stop. In line, they nodded their heads and mouthed the lyrics to the dinosaur pop that played endlessly inside and out, a fiendish commercial-free satellite feed pieced together, it seemed, by U2 and the Doobie Brothers. They paid double what they would at the Giant Eagle, and were grateful when she took a penny from the little dish to cover them. "Thanks a lot, Angie." "Thanks a lot, Angie," Nina mocked, acting retarded, nuzzling her and flicking her tongue near her ear. "Ew, did you smell him? He wanted to pet you and hug you and love you." "No, that's you." "Don't tell Hinch." "Too late." The creepiest were the old guys who bought condoms and wanted to joke about it like they were on the same team. There was a regular from down the county Nina christened Fat Joe Bob, who must have weighed 300 pounds and wore a chunky gold chain and the same black Steeler sweatpants year-round. "I don't think he actually uses them," Nina said. "You know, the normal way. Maybe he's married." "Ow, my eyes," Nina said, covering them. "I am not supposed to get fat fuck in them." 8 hours in a freezing glass box. Even Nina couldn't make it go fast enough. Their customers weren't all strangers. Friends and classmates visited, sliding their fake IDs across the counter for them to inspect. Nina thought it was funny that Kim felt guilty, since they both had their own. For Kim, it wasn't the fear of getting busted so much as the feeling she was being taken advantage of. But hours later, when they caught up with their friends again, she drank her fair share of beers and was thankful she didn't have to pay for them. Every night they fought a war against boredom and lost. She thought their bodies should have adapted to swing shift after a whole month. Nina thought it had something to do with the fluorescence, the flat, shadowless wash of light that brought out the veins in their hands, their palms splotchy as raw hamburger. It was like living underwater. 2 captured mermaids displayed in a tank. And then, with half an hour left, they rallied, as if, the day nearly done, they were just now waking up. They wiped down the counters by the icy machine and the microwave and restocked the coffee station, getting the place ready to hand over to Doug O. and Kevin. Whose turn was it to do the men's room? From there, it was like a countdown. They took turns fixing their makeup and brushing their hair in the dinged steel mirror of the women's room, while the other manned the front. When graveyard punched in, they hung up their tops. "Night, Angie." "Night, Sam." Then headed for their getaway cars, parked side by side. Everyone's schedule was different. In town, Elise had already tipped out at Pope's, while JP was helping close the Giant Eagle. Hinch and Marnie still had another hour to go at the DQ, so they met there. It was convenient. They could leave their cars in the lot, backed up against the cemetery. The sheriff lived right across the road. No one would bother them. Her new curfew was 2 o'clock, a compromise neither side liked. Her mother worked in the emergency room and thought everyone was going to die in a car crash. Her father was calmer, framing his argument in terms of insurance premiums. She needed to remember, as if she could forget, she was still living under their roof. Part of it was JP, who was new and laid back, into Frisbee and hanging out, not her usual confident jock. His mother had raised him by herself, another mark against him. It didn't help that they lived back behind the harbor in the same neighborhood her parents had fled a dozen years ago, and that he drove a crappy Cavalier and had hair down to his shoulders. Her mother blamed JP for Kim's tattoo, even though he was the one squeamish about needles. Her parents didn't believe her when she said he was harmless and actually very sweet. If anything, she was a bad influence on him, but all they saw was the loser who might ruin her future. "Just let us know where you're going to be," her mother said, as if that was the least she could do. What she meant was, stay out of the police log and the star beacon so you don't hurt your father's business. It could have been the family motto, all a realtor has is his good name. We'll probably go to the